Hi, this is Ski Talk with Tim and Tony. I'm Tony, that's Tim over there. So how you doing today, Tim?
I'm doing real good, Tony.
Have you skied Wolf Creek Ski Resort before, Tim?
I have not skied there. No, I haven't. My first question is, now we're in Southern California. How long is it going to take us to get there if we drive?
It's about a 13-hour drive from Los Angeles. So when I went about 5 years ago, we took I-40 to Flagstaff, and somewhere around Flagstaff or just outside of Flagstaff, we got off the freeway and took those back roads. But it's not a bad drive as far as mountains and stuff like that. You go on Indian Reservation. You can go to the Grand Canyon and drive through the Grand Canyon if you like. Also, you go by the Four Corners, so you can pull off and see that monument, the Four Corners. So, and also when you get into Colorado, you're going to pass Purgatory. Purgatory is just outside of Durango. That's another ski resort. And it's a pretty large ski resort for in southern Colorado. And another ski resort you kind of go by is Telluride. So those are two other places you can ski on your way to Wolf Creek. And once you get to Durango, you're about an hour, I think about a 90-minute drive from Durango to Pagosa Springs. So Pagosa Springs is the town, the biggest town closest to Wolf Creek, and I think from Pagosa Springs to Wolf Creek Ski Resort, you're about I think it's about 22 miles.
And it seemed to me that I saw the other way you could go is through Phoenix and go north. And it takes, what, maybe another hour or something.
Yes, if you wanted to, you can from here, from LA, you can drive to Phoenix, Arizona, and then from Phoenix, you take I-17 north to Flagstaff. So from Phoenix to Flagstaff is about a 2.5 hour drive, and then, like I said, once you get to Flagstaff and you're out of Flagstaff a little bit, you're going to get off the freeway and take those back roads to get to Wolf Creek. But if you want to go to the Grand Canyon, once you get in Flagstaff, you can go right to the Grand Canyon. So I think from Flagstaff to the Grand Canyon, I think it was about an hour drive. But you go by the Snowbowl to get to the Grand Canyon. And again, it's not a hard drive. It's not a mountainous road or anything like that.
When I think of those small airports, I think expensive.
You can fly to Wolf Creek, but you would have to fly to Durango, Colorado. And from Durango to Wolf Creek, it's about a 90-minute drive, or a little bit more. And but Durango's a small airport, and so normally you have those commuter flights that fly into Durango. So to fly into Durango from from here or any major city in the United States, you're going to have to transfer someplace, and they normally have those commuter airplanes that fly into Durango. But and it's expensive. It is kind of costly to fly into Durango. I've never done it. I don't know what last time I checked. You and I checked. I think it was $370 round trip from here, and that was a few months ago that we checked it out. But anyway, that's another way to get there, and drive or fly.
We're going a long way, and you said it's about the size of Summit. What's the best thing about Wolf Creek? Like, why do you want to go back?
I guess one of the things I liked about Wolf Creek, it is a nice mountain. They have some nice runs, and also it's very affordable. So the lift tickets are a lot cheaper than when we go to Mammoth, and also they have the times I've gone, and I've been there twice. They've they've had great snow, and they're known for, and they advertise this for having the most snow in Colorado. So, and also another thing I like about Wolf Creek is it's not super crowded at Wolf Creek, and even on weekends, because we did ski on the weekend. Also, we were there 7 days, and we skied on the weekend, and it wasn't bad. So the lift lines are not long at all. But remember, this was about last time I skied there was about 5 or 6 years ago. So it could have changed. I don't know. But anyway, it's a nice resort. It really is. It's a nice place to check out and see if you like it. And another thing I really enjoyed was the hot springs. The hot springs was fantastic. So, it was a great thing to do after skiing, go to the hot springs, and they had several different pools to choose from, and it was really nice and relaxing, and a nice way to soothe your muscles after a day of skiing. And the facilities were really nice. I was really impressed with the hot springs.
What about what kind of snow do they typically get? I mean, is it lighter snow, heavier snow?
I've skied there twice, and the two times I've skied there, the snow was really nice. So I don't, it was like a light snow. It wasn't wet, it was a light snow. The conditions were great. They had a lot of snow, and the weather was cold. So, I mean, it wasn't so cold where you were super uncomfortable and freezing, but it was cold enough where it kept the snow nice and fresh and it wasn't melting. So both times I've skied there, I've had no complaints about the snow, and we had a great time skiing.
And what does Wolf Creek have in the way of a lodge?
It was like, the size of the lodge at Snow Summit or at Bear Mountain. I know Snow Summit has a couple of lodges, but it wasn't a super big lodge like you see at Mammoth or some of the bigger ski resorts, but um, it was large enough to accommodate the number of people they get at Wolf Creek. I don't remember having any problems finding a table, and we were all very comfortable in there. And but they have the food, and I think they have you can get liquor in there. I think, and but one thing I do remember is they had a hamburger that was really really good. I think New Mexico is known for their green chilies or something, and they put the green chilies on their burger. And so it was really, really good. It gave it a lot of flavor. So I hope they still have those burgers with the green chilies on there.
We're staying like halfway between, is it Durango or Purgatory?
Yes, we're staying halfway between Wolf Creek Ski Resort and Pagosa Springs. So I think where we're staying is about will be about 14 miles from Wolf Creek Ski Resort. And like I said earlier, Pagosa Springs is the biggest town um, closest to Wolf Creek, and there are several motels there, and of course they have the hot springs, and they have a timeshare resort there. So there's a lot more actually going on in Pagosa Springs. When you go to Wolf Creek, right at the ski resort, there's just a ski resort. So I don't remember it being built up with condos and a village or anything like that. It was just a ski resort. So um, I don't remember any motels, anything like that there at the ski resort. So the house we're staying, we're renting a house, and the house is 14 miles away. And the area where we're staying, um, I can't think of the name, but the area, it's a small area. They have a little grocery store, I think a little bar or something. But Pagosa Springs is the big town where there's a lot more action and a lot more people, and probably because of the hot springs.
Things that stick out to me that sound really nice. I mean, obviously we want good snow, right? I mean, but you never can tell. Um, so good snow certainly would be a welcome thing. But the other thing is that being low key and not being crowded is very appealing. And any idea what the ratio, and this is just a guess, and you were there 5 years ago, but between snowboarders and skiers?
Well, when I was there, I I think I remember more skiers than snowboarders. But remember, last time I was there 5 years ago, and Logan snowboards. So Logan went, and I just remember more skiers than snowboarders.
I think the only time I've ever been run into and somewhat injured was snowboarders.
One thing I do remember was the food was really good, and I did enjoy the food. I think, now I could be wrong, but I think Pagosa Springs Ski Resort is family owned, and so, but when we got lunch at the lodge, I think everybody enjoyed the food because sometimes when you go skiing, obviously the food is going to be expensive and it just doesn't taste that good. But at this particular resort, the food was really good and really enjoyed it, and especially the hamburgers.
I would attribute that to the fact that it is family owned.
Another reason we're going back to Pagosa Springs is my uncle Wayne, who I think Wayne is 86, 87. Well, anyway, this is his last hurrah. Last time he's going to go skiing, and he chose Pagosa Springs. I don't think he's ever been, and he's always wanted to go. So he chose it. His daughter, my cousin, put it together, and so I don't know. I think there's 15 of us going, and Tim and his wife Kelly are gonna go. So I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be, I think 15 of us. But anyway, looking forward to going. Hoping Pagosa has a lot of snow, and we got a big house that will accommodate all of us. And the house looks really nice, and like I said earlier, it's 14 miles from Pagosa Springs. But we're on a piece of land that has, I think, a river going through it, and there's a canopy right there off the river. So, there's a lot of activities for those who don't like to ski or who don't want to ski every day. You have the hot springs, you have hiking, you have fishing. Fishing is very popular there. I don't fish, but a couple of my friends go up to Pagosa Springs and do the hot springs, and then um, they go fly fishing up there, and they say it's fantastic. So I'm looking to have a good time on the slopes there, and this will be Wayne's last time skiing, so I just hope everything is perfect for him and he has a great time. Yeah, after when when we get back, we'll do a podcast on the trip, and we have some guests. We'll try to get those who went on the trip with us, and so they can give a report on how they liked or disliked the ski resort. Did they have a good time? Not a good time? Was there enough to do, or were they bored, or did they not like the ski resort at all? So we'll do a report and get some of the family members and friends who went with us to give us a report.
I think that's it. Just if you like the video, like us or share it, and we'll see you on the slopes.